Once again, there's a company called Trinity Fastener, and they add tons and tons of FlexGrid to, like, their industry is kind of complicated, how they do things. And so that's.
Do you have any nuts and bolts examples for your bookkeeping customers? I mean,
there's a girl, like if you wanted an example, I would say you need to get on the phone and call a lady by the name of Sabrina. Okay, like she goes in here and details things out to the T. Sometimes I'll go in and I'll look at my image reports and stuff like that. She's uploading 200 images per day. She's documenting all of her POs and her expenses. Like, they have stuff coming in and going out, and painting and changing and putting in this bin. Like, it's kind of a complicated industry, and shipping and all this type of stuff. They've been using Adilas for years and years and years now. I don't think they would actually mind. Do you want me to just pop really quick into their site for just a minute, just so you can kind of see a little piece of the puzzle? So the reason that I have access to this is I help them with some tech support, and I really don't think that they would mind. I'm going to go into Trinity Fasteners. Okay, so this is out of Texas, and I'm not going to try to divulge anything that I don't need to do. Why don't we do this? Let's go to FlexGrid homepage, just so I can show you a little bit of the FlexGrid stuff. And let's say that I wanted to actually search some of their parts FlexGrid. It's associated with their parts. And so they've got a bunch of different little pieces like numbers and quantities and locations and all this kind of stuff. Say I'm just going to say search. Just go get me a bunch of FlexGrid stuff. Okay? So they have stuff tied from one part to a customer. This is tied to a sub-vendor. And this is parts per. This is cost per. Like, they're entering a ton of these different, just to kind of give you some information. But if you actually went to one of these ideas, let's actually go to this particular item. So here's the physical thing. This is a screw. Looks like it's a Phillips head. Okay? And looks like, so here's a couple of their different customers. Here's their part number. So this, they have to do all kinds of stuff. Like, instead of them using this part number, MSPP812Z, guess what? On the invoice, they actually have to put 92001 dot, like, they have to do this for this particular customer, and they have to, this is their contracted price for them, or whatever. Like, it gets a little bit funky, but I just wanted to kind of show you some of the ways that they do it. Guess what? This is FlexGrid that's assigned to a part number. I'm currently on the part page. Okay, they have tons of stuff. So some of these same pieces on these customers, how they're assigned. I'm just going to kind of jump into this customer and see if he actually has anything that's, so just a user maintained note. He doesn't actually have anything specific here. Once you learn how to navigate the system, I'm not going to try to violate anything. I just wanted to show you a little bit of FlexGrid, how they're tying some potential complicated pieces of the puzzle together.
Sounds like she, or looked like she uses a lot, just like she might drop or something.
Oh, like
Can we see their web inventories? They've got it down there.
Sure. Okay, so currently they're clearing the Adilas Web Services instead of the Adilas.biz /shop. They haven't gone in here. Well, let's go take a look at what they've got. We'll go click out here.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so
Is that a store?
this is literally a warehouse type thing. Why don't we actually go here and check some of their anchors? Okay, looks like they've got pictures and photos and all kinds of stuff for their stuff. Let's actually, I'm going to modify this just a little bit. I'm going to go medium, and I'm going to say, why don't we go anchors again, and why don't we say search that? Okay, so like, oh no, you know, but basically, wherever you want to go, they're playing in these levels right here. This is their web inventory that they have externally, so that people can kind of come in and be like, oh, I need X number of this, or whatever. So.
And do people have to get into Adilas to view that? Or
No, this is technically external, okay? So this is external, so watch this. If you wanted to, I could even log out. Let me just make sure that I can actually, I needed to grab their corporation key really quick. So people don't need to even know this, but watch this. Say they come here. If you wanted me, I could totally log out, but this will kind of at least show you. So the whole address that I'm currently looking at, just so you can see it, is AdilasWebServices.biz. It's not on the main site at all, okay? We're just going to go there. It says, hey, which corporation did you need to go into? And so technically what you do is for their web address, they actually have something. Matter of fact, we can go in and take a look. I'll have to find their physical address, but I'll show you how they're using the website of this. So I'm just going to paste their Corp Key ID in there really quick. Just modify it just slightly. So boom, they would jump into something like this immediately and then be able to browse whatever they wanted to do. Say they wanted to do the cable ties.
So you understand, he would just give them, like they might,
Give them the link.
they might have like on their website just that link that says view web inventory. So they would be, the customer would be looking at maybe their website, their home page.
Okay, so here's what we're actually going to do. I'm going to actually see what their, I'm going to go home, and I'm going to check to see if under their corporation information they actually have a website address. Trinity Fasteners. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to actually go like this. We're going to jump out of Adilas. Actually, I'm going to open up a new tab. We're going to go paste, enter, and we'll see if we can browse their inventory right from their site. Okay, products. Okay, view our online products. Guess what the address is? Watch my, if you can see my bottom bar way down here, watch when I mouse over this.
There you go.
I'm going to take you to Adilas.
That's cool.
Okay, so technically, look what we just did. We didn't have to enter anything, and all of a sudden somebody's in here and say they wanted to be like, what do I have under wash? 32 pieces came up under wash. Okay, like this is just them saying, I'm going to show, and Dan, I was laughing about this last night. I'm going to show the moon. Like I'm talking worlds and physical moons versus like where I think you were thinking it was at, but I got a laugh out of that last night just for fun, just so you know. So,
Good.
anyway, just so you can see, like they've got a ton of different pieces in here as far as like photos. And oh, look at this! They even did some of them. Like here's all the different painted ones we could do for your 8x1 hex washer, you know, whatever. So like they're having fun with it, but you can see that they've done a ton of prep.
Yeah.
They are getting close to being like, okay, let's turn on some e-commerce for you guys so you can go to the next level.
That's
But,
cool.
anyway, that's kind of fun just to kind of see how somebody else is using it. Let me show you one other way that another person's using this, and we'll just kind of.
Sounds like you could get a really good, what am I saying, referral or what's the word?
A reference,
Reference or
a referral, a testimonial, or whatever.
testimonial.
Yeah.
That's the word.
Yeah.
Because it's such a vast organization, or at least just the level of detail is so massive. That the person who runs that, Sabrina,
So
would probably say, "This is the most awesome stuff that makes my life easy." I mean, that's all she had to say.
Exactly.
yeah. She
We hear that a lot from them.
Yeah.
We're thinking about it.
anyway, there's lots of different pieces of the puzzle. You guys want to go see the mixing bowl for a minute? Okay, they don't have any of their stuff out online, but they have thousands and thousands and thousands of items. Okay, so this is a little kitchen needs store right here. This is their interface. They have just a simple little. They'll literally just start a counter sale.
That's the retail. Yeah.
This is the little retail thing. They'll take their barcode and they'll scan it and say it came up by Hippie or whatever, you know. Whatever, like, depending on what they had going on. Oh, I want 5 of these little things. Dude, like, they just kind of do their own little things. They're a little mixing bowl spot. Like, we can do the look and feel to, like, whatever we need it to be, but they literally have tons and tons and tons of items. So if I went to their actual, their parts and say I did this is going to be 16,000 plus or more. I'm not even sure how many. I know it's 16,000. Okay, so they don't have any. Here's all their vendors, and they have all sorts of different stuff. Let's go right here, just for fun. Parts homepage, and say we wanted to actually say, what do you have under gadgets or food prep or whatever? Let's go find me all the gadgets. Yep, 4,000 gadgets. You know, here's the different part numbers. Here's what they do: potato masher.
Hot watcher?
You know, whatever. Here's a nutmeg.
That makes sense.
So here's a spoon. You know, like whatever. Like, but basically, you have pages and pages. Let's just jump to another page. Let's go
This
to.
is a store or a warehouse?
This is a store. This is a cute little store. Like this whole size of this. You see this hall we're in. This whole thing is probably in here, but they have 14,000 items. It's really cute. It's got some like neat things, but like they have one location up at the front where they do checkout, and if during Christmas time they have a laptop that they bring in and they kind of create a new little second mobile thing. But their whole thing is just one little counter sale. They have a barcode scanner, a receipt printer, a computer, and a little label printer like this. That's all they have to kind of run their whole thing. A piece of cake. That probably costs like $500 total for all of their stuff. They have another computer in the back where they're doing receiving. It's simple mom and pop, but they do tons of stuff. They probably just barely opened. Just for fun, I'm going to actually pop in here and say, Mixing Bowl, what did you do today? Okay, they may not have even opened yet. Who knows? Like as far as if they've had any customers yet today. Okay, so right now it's not showing me anything. Watch this. If I did yesterday, I'll just click on one little thing. I'm not trying to give away their secrets, but I wanted to show you. Okay, so yesterday alone, they did 35 invoices, about $1,000. Okay, and they did all this kind of stuff, and looks like they brought in actually 50 PO items on 6 different POs, and I could actually go in and see any of those pieces and kind of go from there. So looks like they gave some discounts, about $37 in discounts. Looks like they had 13 that they put under others. Like you could technically go in. They had 74 items. Let's go groups. Let's see what they sold this, just for fun. Okay. So it looks to me like quantity 1, 1, 3, 2, and looks like you had bakeware and ceramics and food and candy. Looks like they sold a bunch of that kind of stuff, and they sold a garlic press. And like this is real live information that happens yesterday. Okay. This is this type of industry.
You have a place site that's got a lot of inventory like that.
There are.
Maybe
So,
I could just go with certain.
Yep.
Actually, Steve gave me.
Yep.
What was it? Adilas. I've written down the place like Bob Marley.
Okay. Yeah. Also, Adilas demo, all lowercase,
Adilas
all one
demo,
word,
yeah.
and then 1, 2, 3, 4. That one's got a ton of different options. The bike shop and the Black Cat fireworks stand and the restaurant and the all kinds of stuff it has available in there. There is you could get into tons and tons of different information, and like if you needed a sample of some information. Can I show you one other cool one that you might be like, whoa, I didn't even think about this. Dan, you're an island guy. We're going to go to Sueño del Mar. You ready? Okay, so we're going to Belize at this point, okay? We're going to Belize, and guess what? They use tons and tons of stock units, okay? So they were actually doing a construction project, and multi-million-dollar construction project, and they were using Adilas to track some of their stuff, okay? Eventually, they were building right about the time, 2008, 2009, and all of a sudden, funding completely dropped out of the water. The bank currently owns this, this entity instead of the original owner.
Steve spent a lot of time setting this one up.
Yeah, I want to show you something that's kind of fun
Steve is
right
down
now.
there.
Oh yeah, that sounds like a terrible job. Let me tell you.
Is it
Somebody got to do it.
Yeah.
No, it's just I'll write it out so you can physically see it right here. Okay, it's literally like this. Oh, don't do the caps on the front. That was Word doing that on me. Adilas demo, just
So
like
1,
that.
2, 3, 4.
Correct. So the password is
the other one was Bob Marley, which I think was focused on the.
correct. So that is actually more of the. That sounds like an MMJ
Yeah. Well,
type thing. Okay. So the interesting thing is Denver has a lot of that because they're kind of pioneering some of that stuff. This industry was created in the trailer and dealership and vehicle industry, but because that dealership was so complicated, like if we have a liquor store or a kitchen neat store or a simple retail or even a distributor thing, you're like, that's a snack, like because it doesn't have near the complexity that like an auto dealership had. That was our
custom documents.
oh my goodness,
Legal.
yeah,
Trading.
all that kind of stuff.
The MMJ market was fresh, so it was easier to go around and get the big
Yeah.
because they did this.
Yeah.
It's not like going to liquor store and try to get them to convert.
Correct. And one of the other things that was kind of funny is they actually had a location in Montrose that an MMJ place ended up going into. So they basically were, like, they leased out that building, and then the person it was a total wreck. Like they had cash register and QuickBooks and trying to do all this stuff, and the state was kind of creating all these regulations, and we're like, Steve and David were helping them just kind of transition in through the lease, and they're like, we don't do all of that at all, but we can probably help you out a little bit. And then, so anyway, What I wanted to show you here was some kind of cool stuff. So this is in Sueño del Mar. This is in Belize. And they were doing tons and tons of different stuff. So their stock units were physical entities, okay? So what if we wanted to say, let's go look into infrastructure just for a minute. Okay, so some of their stuff was the barnyard, pigsty. How funny. Like, but they were technically, what they were doing is they were assigning different things to these different things, okay?
This is a resort.
Yeah.
Correct. So watch this. I just switched modes right here. So this is the little pigsty, this little barn thing right here. It has some funny little pictures and stuff like this. This is on the island. I said switch modes. I'm in a stock unit here. Watch this. All of these were internal invoices that were done on this particular pigsty. Okay. They were internally invoicing stock units. So let's go check out this $23 one right here. Look at. Oh, looks like they put a lock pad on it. Okay. Or whatever, but they're internally invoicing. So they have the parts department and all these entities, and they're internally saying, I'm pulling out of my parts department, and I'm going to put it over here. I'm going to just hit back for just a minute, and I'm going to say, why don't you show me this in a more detailed version? So here's just the pigsty. And this is funny because that wasn't necessarily the one that I was going to pick, but this is what they've done to it, okay? Gravel, cement, they did this, they added PVC, they did like it looks like they used some Clorox to probably clean something. But like these are all independent little teeny pieces. But what it was is pulling from inventory, and that's how they were doing some of their accounting, was basically cost attributing things throughout like that. Let's go to a different little stock unit. And I don't even know which ones they have in here. I haven't played in here enough. Let's go stock unit and 13. I have no clue what that one is. Okay, this was they were actually building this whole stone wall around part of the resorts. So they actually made a complete entity so that they would, one, put some photos to it, and two, let's actually see what they've attributed to this stone wall. Okay, tons, thousands.
Expensive.
Okay, this was $12,000 just to build this stone wall all around. Okay, and if we wanted to, literally we can jump into any of these details, or we could do that same little thing that I just did. Show me what we've got. We've got sand and all kinds of stuff. So this is labor. They were actually attributing labor and mason labor, and these are all the different times on the 15th. So we're going to come up. Looks like different dates when they actually were working on this different thing. But like this is how they were kind of playing their game. They did a wonderful job. They really did. Like this is amazing. Let's go to a different one.
I know we can't.
Yeah. No.
Because the economy tanked.
The economy did tank. It's still currently there, but it's a beautiful thing. Like, let's go actually say some residential or some of the resort or whatever. Like, they have some beautiful places that are actually like, okay, that one was just barely coming up. But what they were doing is kind of documenting some of the different pieces of the puzzle.
This is all construction mode then.
This was construction mode, okay? So like they're beautiful looking places and stuff. Like it was beautiful. I think it was like an $11 million project or somewhere right around in there-ish. And the sad thing was is that because of when it hit, the bank currently owns it now. But these guys were rocking and rolling. I'm going to switch modes on this particular one right here, okay? Okay, this one doesn't look like a whole lot of work was recorded on it. But anyway, I just wanted to show you, this is internal invoicing. We didn't even cover that in our class. We didn't even cover stock units, but I just wanted to kind of show you, like, this is where we came from. So what we did is we had vehicles and trailers and toppers, and then all of a sudden we're like, wow, that can do a lot of stuff. I wonder if we could create another one and call it generic, okay? So they're using generic stock units, and they're doing all these different things.
This is construction management to the T. I mean,
it's
amazing.
Yeah,
Job
there's
cost. It's really good for job cost.
So let me do this right here just to kind of show you some fun stuff of what they put into this system, okay? So I'm going to go to the history homepage, and I'm going to open up the search criteria a little ways. Let's go from, I think they started using it in 2008, okay? 1/1 of 08 to today. Let's go 7/17. They don't have anything in here recently. 7/18 of 13. Okay. So basically, I'm just going to span this out, and I'm saying, go get me some history on these guys. What did they do? Okay, so this is from in their site, and this is part of the pieces that they were doing. Okay, so we're talking millions already, okay? 74 deposits worth about 4.5. Here's some invoices. These are internal invoices that they were doing, okay? Look at this. Over $4 million, this many internal invoices that basically went to, that they were attributing from there. They had a big, huge area where the stuff would come in off a ship, pull it off the ship, put it into their virtual warehouse that was probably kind of semi-ghetto, but it probably had a good fence around it, okay? And then there's a person who has a computer in there, and anytime they would come out and get a wheelbarrow and take it to their thing, okay, what have you got? And they would record it and assign it to that particular stock unit, whether it was the roof, whether it was the building, whether it was the foundation, the walls, the sidewalks, the pool, the, you know, whatever, the gym, like whatever different pieces, they were basically doing it. But they came down here, they did a couple little transfers, like basically there's just tons and tons of stuff. POs, a couple million in POs, items coming in off the barges. They did a bunch of reimbursements. They did, you know, this is kind of, in a nutshell, some of the data that they were putting in.
Project, yeah.
Oh my goodness, the whole project. It's like, and so anyway, I just wanted to kind of show you some of this because here's some expenses that they've done. Okay, they did about 1,000. It was about $4 million plus. Okay, here's some pay stubs. Oh look, they did
$1 million in payroll.
yeah, almost $1 million in payroll, which equated to about 2,000 different little things that they were pushing out the door. And this is payroll for Belize. We had to do that custom. We didn't have that in there, but it's fun. It's fun to kind of see what they've done and kind of, okay, boom, stock unit images, 196 part images. They only had about 15. I'm just going to click on this for a minute, but I just want to show you, like, they had some beautiful stuff, okay, even to the point where they were recording, like, problems. Like, there was one of them that I saw that they were doing, and there was a problem with some tile in the bathroom. So they actually went in, took a tile, and then they ended up dispensing that because they had to have a person come in and doing it. And like they were, anyway, you kind of get the idea. Like there is tons of information out there. So that was kind of fun, just kind of showing you some general information. But like
Steve was there taking pictures.
Steve didn't take all those pictures, but yes, Steve did go there.
Yeah, Steve was working there.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Time
He
I
did.
talked to him, he's like, oh, I believe
That's similar time zone.
Yeah, yeah. So
They could probably go into this right there, if they're looking for backers, they documented it so well, they could just.
oh my goodness.
That's good for investors, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect. You need to see that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
see what they need, I mean, they could just go into Adilas and.
You can do all sorts of stuff. Imagine if they were clear to the level where they were like, cool, let's actually run this whole thing on Adilas, okay? I've got all my timeshares and I'm scheduling and making appointments. I'm at reservations for my rooms. I've got my meals over here. We're going to automatically let these guys just, Danny comes in and he orders something at the area for the restaurant. Okay, two of these. Like he just basically does it, puts it on account. Danny doesn't even have to pay for it. They go to checkout and all of a sudden they show up and the person's like, cool, I'll create you a statement. Or looks like your total tab was this. Oh, what's that? $40 for. Just a second, click. Looks like
tequila.
whatever, whatever. Like basically, your whole details are there, but like, we haven't had time to market or do anything. But basically, my job is not necessarily to do the marketing. My job is to help build the engine and take the ideas from people and try to integrate them into things. But there is huge potential. Huge potential. We sell potentials. Like imagine selling a bag of Legos. Okay. I got a ton of Legos here. You can put it together. You can create a bunch of stuff. It's not all the way created for you, but like you can put it together however you want. And it can play in lots of different ways, but we can't even cover it in a 3-day training session, all the options that you can do, but it's really not that big or bad. Like these are people that don't even speak English, some of them, and they're hammering stuff into Adilas. But I just wanted to kind of show you some of these other different little pieces of the puzzle. Like we didn't even taunt on Morningstar or anything like that, but like this was the original one right here. Okay, if you were to go in there and pull what they've done, you would see thousands and millions. I don't even know how many millions of dollars you would see that was actually ran through. This was the trial period of who was going where and what. You could give me any number and basically click on something and go like, boom. It's just like, here's a van that I bought from them, 5128, it was a stock unit, and let's go to the customer view of that. Go ahead and go. I'm just kind of teasing, but like basically here's a van that I bought from them. Oh, let's see what's under the engine, you know, like basically you have all of these nice
That looks
pictures.
familiar.
Yeah. Did you hotwire my car? No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's not the parking lot?
No, actually that's a Ford, this was a Dodge.
Oh,
I've got a family, so I'm a minivan man. I rock it.
I bought a couple of trucks from them. I'm sure they're in there too.
So watch this, just for fun. Let's actually see if we can find Danny.
I think it was just under Dan.
Was it Dan? Okay. Let's just see if I see a.
we'll see if you got a deal.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see what we can find for Danny. Okay, Dan
Dan
Schaefer.
and Judy.
Okay. So basically, I can go to either one of these little things right here. You want me to go this one? Okay. And if I come down here, I can actually even check to see the history on this thing. Okay, sold unit 7992 for 33. Okay, so watch this. I'm actually going to go to this particular unit right here. Control copy. Flip it up here. Go to stock unit. Paste. Enter. Boop. Okay, so it looks to me like it was a Dodge. And like, when was this sold? Do you remember what it said?
I bought it in
Click on the
2000.
invoice, and that's how you the date on it.
It was new, I think, or it was 2005, 2004.
Okay, you know, this may have been even before we had invoicing in place because I don't see, I'm going to actually go check the sold information now. Okay, right here it would actually have an invoice number of what was going on. So this was prior to even before we had the invoicing capability. So, but anyway, here's some of the information that they could have recorded for.
Well, same thing says hosed.
No, just kidding. But anyway, that's kind of
wild.
funny.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Like I could even go search, like, say I had an oil change that was done for me. Watch this. Let's actually go, I'm going to go Brandon and customer. Whoa, that is not an ERA. Brandon. Who do I have under Brandon's? Okay, 24 of them. Let's find more. Brandon and Heather Moore, that's my wife. I'm going to go to log. And I'm going to go all invoices. Let's go all invoice items. What did I buy from them on invoices? Okay, $2,000 that I spent. And here's all the different little times. 310, 310. This was all the same invoice. Looks like we had lube oil filter. And like basically this is history that's going way, way back. But I mean, it's just, if I wanted to, oh, looks like they show soft supplies and labor. And here was actually another little thing. Looks like it was ended up being voided out. Like this is a location thing. Like I can literally see the different pieces of the puzzle that are kind of going on. It's kind of fun. Bunch of lube oil filters. Looks like we took it in for some spark plugs and et cetera, et cetera. But like, okay, I'll stop. We kind of diverged there a little bit, but I hope it was kind of fun for you to see like some data and what it really actually does. I'm going to switch this to group just for a minute just to see what this does. Okay, so here's all the different things that we ended up doing in a little simpler format. So anyway, kind of fun. They actually had a little repair facility on the side, so we were internally doing things as well. So like if you have a particular unit and it needed new tires, guess what you did? You took from the shop and you applied it to the stock unit, which was exactly what that construction business was doing. So they're very similar concepts. It's just a matter of flow and how things kind of go like that. David did tons of stuff in here. If you were to actually go in here and say, David, how many expense receipts did you do? I'm gonna kind of brag on David for just a minute, okay? This is just in one of their entities. I'm gonna go to the expense receipt homepage, okay? And they're actually currently still doing a few little things. There's about $2,000 that's even still going on. It's Morningstar stuff. Watch this. I'm going to say show height criteria, and I'm going to come down here and I say person who created it. Let's put David, and I'm going to back this way, way up to, let's go to 01. Let's just see what he's done. Search that thing. Okay. So David has actually done 1,700 expenses through here for years and years and years, worth close to $500,000, just under it. So here's the different numbers. Look at this. This is David. Look at David documenting this thing. Okay, look at this right here. Full documentation. Here's the. Oh, this was a dinner ticket. How funny. Okay, so here's David again. Let's find another one for $40 right here. Let's see what this one is. Oh, this is another little receipt too. Another one probably. Oh, stop and save. Probably some gas. Okay, prepay at Denver. I just wanted to show you. You can literally document. Look at what David has done. Like a master at this kind of stuff.
Busy man.
Yeah, very, very busy. Very, very busy. But let's go ahead and I think we've kind of diverged a little bit. I'd like to take a break and then we'll kind of regain some pieces. But this will actually kind of show you some of what we do and how it works. But David, look at all that stuff. That's a ton.
You know what the nice thing about Adilas? When a business owner want to turn around and sell his business, it would show all the information, and it just makes your business worth even more.
That's what I was saying yesterday, David, up there. It's the more, because people, I was in real estate for close to 20 years, and people, when they go to sell a business, don't have what they think they have unless they've got really good books and a good client base. That's really what you're selling. Unless, it's like a liquor store where you have a lot of inventory. Or real estate.
I'm going to want to say, let me see your PMS, how you would do it. I wouldn't buy a business without knowing it's going to make money.
Yeah. And a lot of times they would say, well, we're hiding it, so we don't want to pay taxes on it. Well, then you're not going to get what it's worth if you're trying to hide it. So.
Awesome. Let's go ahead and take a 10-minute break or so, and then we will come back and we will refocus in on the topics of the day. We're going to build some expenses and some deposits, and I'd like you guys, we're going to actually start at the bank level, and then we're going to kind of go from there, okay? Do we want to have money coming in, or do we want to have money going out? And we'll play accordingly.